So boom, guys, I'm back with a new project. This is your guy Chanting, and it's been a long since I've been making any projects or building any projects. Especially, I was doing projects in Node.js and Mod Stack development, but today I'm gonna do something with J2ED that is for the different aspect from JavaScript. We're doing it with Java. We're doing it with Spring MVC and Spring Boot. So there's a couple of aspects you need to understand about Spring Boot. So if you don't know about Spring Boot or you don't have any fundamental knowledge, so comment down below to if I can basically make a video about Spring Boot or Java or something more specifically on J2EE. What is Maven? How does a Maven work? What is its main purpose? So if you want me to share all the details or make a full video on that, you can let me know in the comment section. So I'll be making that soon. So without wasting any time, let's build the project. So we're gonna build today a very basic Spring Boot application where we're gonna return the prime number checking. I mean, if a user enters a number, it goes into a form element. It will just post to the server, and in the server there will be a application layer and a service layer. And if in the service layer, it will check the number whether the number is a prime or not. If it is prime, then it will just return bingo to the JSP page that will be creating on the front end. And if it doesn't, and if it's not a prime number, it will return the oops, choose another number. So we're gonna do this in a very simple way. So first we have created a Spring Boot initializer project from this website, as you can see. We go back to our Click projects and import the existing value project. So I go to this. Okay, I go to this and okay, I click on finish. Wait for it to extract it. Okay, we can see this is our main file. Okay, this is the package that we created over there. Go to this. I don't know. Basically, we don't need this server initializer, but later on we will delete this file. But this is the main file that provides the Spring Boot application. But we add the annotation. Can here we are with the com.prime. Yeah. Okay. Okay, those of you who don't know what is component scan basically is an annotation that basically tells the server, tells the application to look all the packages or all the files in this particular package. So from this particular package, all the files will be scanned and they will be provided to the server, or they'll be implemented on the Java application. So I have done a basic mistake over there. So instruction. I'll click on save now. Prime instruction is okay. Yeah. So let me create a basic file now. The control of the basic controller. Okay, go to plus. And the controller will be form controller or the number controller. You can say controller where the user just goes in and types in a number. It will be accepted as a form. So number controller, and I click on finish. So now you have to make use of MVC. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I go to the application properties. Okay, so guys, this is the file application properties file where we tell the MongoDB resolver to look for the JSPs. I mean, if you don't guys understand what a MongoDB controller and MongoDB resolver, MVC is a part of a Spring framework. It just helps to return a JSP file very easily as compared to the old convention. So what happens is, I'm gonna tell you very soon. What happens is, if we just create like okay, let me just copy this first from our previous applications. So as to save time, I go to, where is it? Ah, making cake. Okay, this one is another application that I created. I'm not gonna go on this because this is a little advanced topic. So this is the thing. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it there. So guys, what's happening is, this is a server port that tells the server to run on 8080 port. We are telling it forcefully. We are telling the server to run 8080, and this is the prefix. Okay, this and string MVC prefix is what about to look about all the JSP files we're gonna create on this directory. Okay, guys. So that's why this prefix means the model view resolver is telling the server to look on all the JSP files that are created on this. So that will be prefix, okay, and the suffix will be .jsp. I'm gonna tell you what .jsp means. Just let me create the annotation. Okay, I'm gonna give a controller. If you don't know what is this, it's the controller annotation that we use in Spring MVC. It is a type of an annotation that Spring MVC provides to that to mention that this class is nothing but to use at the purpose of the controller. So I'm gonna create this and then I'm gonna go with the best mapping. I'm gonna go to value. I'm gonna give prime, and I'm gonna give method equals to the test method get. Okay. Public void show show prime page. Okay. And I'm gonna return. Okay, guys, what do you mean by response body? And what is this? Okay, some of the errors that are responding. Um, okay. Sorry. Extremely sorry. Okay. Do you guys remember when our method is implemented or declared as a void, it doesn't have a return type or return value. So me being number or being dumb, I did that, but always remember this is a Java core Java concepts that you need to get in handy before coming to the J2E part or any other Java advanced code. So okay, so this is the thing. What does this response body indicate? What is this? And what is this? And what is this? So we're gonna go and see over this first. Let us run the application first. I got to run as Java application. We choose prime. Where are you? Okay, and I got this. Okay, now if you see this type of things in the console, that means this application is up and running in a Spring Boot environment. So on 8084 localhost, so we go to the internet and we go to localhost 8080. Okay, guys, there you go. You gotta see a hello message that has been printed on the web browser. Now, my fact is, this is because of this, right? Because we are returning a statement that is this one, string, that has been printed on the web browser, right? But what is response body? This, if we delete this, I'll be hit and enter, save this, go back, and you see, there you go, boom, there's an error. Why is it an error? Because in Spring MVC, always remember when you are describing, defining a function that is just returning a string or anything, but that should be either way, that function will return anything either in the JSP format or in the response body format. Okay, the response body format tells the application or the not the application but the function to return that specific element that you want to return, like here the hello string to the web browser, not as in a JSP file, but just in a web browser directly. Okay, but if we delete the response body, then this hello not becomes a string. This hello becomes JSP file because as we see here, save this. As we see here, the prefix will be web inf use and dot slash this here after the forward slash. There will be sorry, not forward. It's a backward slash. There will be the JSP name. Okay, the JSP file name, but it is not here because we haven't created any JSP file yet. So if we return hello over here, the controller understands that there is a hello JSP file that we have created, and it goes and it tells the front controller, the request goes to front controller tells the modular resolver with the help of the modular resolver. It tries to find the hello JSP on this particular directory, but unfortunately it is not there. So this shows the error, which is labeled as white label. This is basically a special error that has been shown only in Spring. If you just work without a Spring Boot and just a Spring MVC, there will be some other error. I don't remember the error name, but there will not be a definitely white label error page. That is this thing has only been shown in Spring Boot. This error labeling tag, you can say, or label, you can say, or like that. But let me be clear. For if we provide this response body, then this response body annotation tells the function to only return the string and not to check whether this string is in a JSP file name or something. So it doesn't return a JSP file. When you provide the response body annotation, it only returns the string or anything that has been returned as an object or whatever element of that particular function. So if we go back and see this, we get to see so that's the difference between response body, and if you don't give any response body tag, then you do make that JSP file. Okay, what about request mapping? This is the annotation that is being used to map the entire first functional page, as because we have created a first function which is using the get method. As if you don't use a get method and if you use a post method on the first, then it will not show the logic page, because what is happening is when we are typing the local SID prime, the request is going to the server, Spring Boot server, and if then Spring Boot server is trying to fetch that particular get request mapped page, okay, and its corresponding function. So if you don't create this function, or if you don't give this get method, or instead of get method if we provide the post method, what happens is it will never return the exact functional value, okay, that this function is returning hello. Then it will never return that hello in the browser, because if the server couldn't find the exact mapping function, I mean the mapping implementation, then nothing will be printed, right? So these are the part of making a server. So this is how we make a very simple server that is just returning a hello string in the browser, because there's no front end part right now, but we'll be creating it very soon. So if we post it, what does a post mean? Says post is just nothing but just to post the elements that we are getting or dynamic values, as you can say, in form elements where we submit a form, then those values, if you want to take it on a server on or store it on a databases, or we can use it for other pages to forward it, or like taking the parameters using the request path pattern, or request pattern, maybe not path pattern, request pattern, and we are printing those dynamic values to the next page. So we'll be coming on those shit later on, but first we understand if we give the post, then what happens is when we fire this function, there will be no file level because we see that there's no explicit mapping or request method is not supported, because when we fire up this URL, it goes to a server and looks for the exact prime mapped function that we created. It goes up, it finds this, but this request method, then it finds out that this is a post request, not a get. So the server won't be providing the details when, because there is no get method. So when we provide the post method, the server only takes details and stores it for further implementation. When we mention the get method, then it looks for the mapping implementation and it gives the thing. So there's a difference. It gives, like, use get, server provides the details. When we use post, we provide the details to the server. That's the thing. So if you don't mention the get method first, there will be no such page or mapped up application that has been running. So we hit this. We go through it. Now, actually, now we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna make a file over here. So let me see. Okay, we're gonna make a JSP file. So the web app, I create a new folder. Web INF. This. The folder is. There I go and create JSP file named hello. Okay. So this is a normal JSP. If you don't know, guys, what is JSP? JSP just same as HTML. Nothing much more to learn. Nothing much more extra. Some extra things are there, of course. That is, we can use scriptlets over here, or we can use JSTL tags. What is JSTL tags? I'll be coming afterwards. That is a different portion. That's a little bit advanced portion. Just for the basic, just know this thing. If you want to implement the dynamic content in JSP file, we don't need to use scriptlets anymore. You can do it by JSTL tags. Okay, JSTL tag is very easy. It's basically a Java standard library tags, and yeah, we can do the okay. Okay. Uh, if you guys don't know what is the perform of JSTL, it is nothing but JSP standard tag library, and we'll be coming over that. What is it? What does it mean? How it is implemented? We'll coming, but not now. We're gonna focus on the basic things right now. So let's don't waste any more time and let's shoot up. Okay, let's see. Here I say HTML. So hello. Now, now what happens is this controller goes back to the front controller and it says, okay, now I don't have a response for the annotation, but I have, then I'm gonna see, I'm gonna look on this WebINF folder. Is there any hello named prefix? Hello named JSP file, or not prefix. Okay, prefix is the directory, and suffix is the .jsp extension. So hello named JSP file. So here, okay, guys. What happened was a little bit of configurations problem or dependency problems in pom.xml file in our pom extraction. So I just fixed it by copying my previous project's dependencies to this. So you have to take care of that. If some error occurs, always go and check on this from the XML that you have provided the right dependencies or right artifact titles or project titles, whatever it is, all the configurations are always right. So back to our RAM extraction, this is this. So now if we go and head on the server, it goes on as now the controller, and we see on the server, there you go. Hello lads. Okay, now I'm gonna create okay, this is another okay, I'm gonna create hello lads, give this sorry, give this enter the number, and there you go, a form and create a form, uh, text, text, and this method the post, uh, okay, I save this, I'll go back, let's see, there you go, there is a number page, you can hit on a number and click on submit, so there will be a button, okay, not button, okay, I will go, I submit, so we go back, hit enter, then submit. If you don't give submit, it goes on and it checks the ground number. So, okay, next step I'm going to create a post method of this. So what I want to do is I copy this, then this, and I give this a post, show check page. And this time this will be a little much complex. This is the model map. Okay, what is a model map? If you guys don't know what's about the model map is just nothing but a part of framework which basically can implement or basically can put or can say insert dynamic values in the JSP front end part. So if we get any dynamic values in the server side, we can take those things and put it on the front end. So that is what is model map is. So I'm gonna give I don't know, sounds great. Okay. I'm gonna go press file. Is that name? Next step. So this is the exact thing that we need. We give the superspansel name, we take it from there, and then we basically map it to that. So what we're gonna do is we can just post the server, it goes up to the thing, and we post into those things. Okay. So let's see what happens next. Okay. What we got created is I created a post method of this prime. So we can see I told you before that whenever there's a form and we want to take this dynamic value submit to the next page, we're gonna have to make a post request of this mapping URL. So we did the mapping URL with the function, Model map is to just to put the dynamic value from the server to the front end, and the request param, we take this to basically take the parameters that we get from the URL after like this one, do this something dot. So this is how the parameters get passed when we submit a post from when we submit a form, and the method is post, of course. The submit, it goes up on this URL, and there from here parameters, we take that as the indentation request parameter name. We take that and we hook up that name, and we put this name as the dynamic value. Now we create another JSP file that is check.jsp finish. And if we go and create this as $, maybe yeah, oops. And, so if I save this, go back, save this. Now let us hit this. Now load suppose. Boom! There you guys see we have gotten the second URL. Okay, one thing, one small mistake that we have checked. Right. Okay. When we go back, load and hit something. There we go. There's no mapping error, something error that has been shown. Okay, post request. Okay, sorry. Let me keep trying. And now, okay. The URL is post. Okay. Yeah. Mm, okay, this will okay. My mistake. User, come back. This is basically the welcome page. I mean the check page, check JSP, as we can see over here. And I change this a little. Checking line. Checking from or not. You see this heading is not right. Okay, yeah, fine. So we have created a basic server where we get the name from the user input and then pass it on a second page. Now, what about checking? Okay, now we create a simple service. Let's see. Create this one. Yes. And we go and create a service like number service. Let's say. Um, okay, guys. Now, just to add a simple validation, that is that when the user just hits the gives the number, and that should be in the form like here. It should be a number, not a string or not a name, not an alphabetical name or something. It should be only a number. So what we're going to do is that we create a number service, normal service, and I'm gonna make you understand what is this annotation means and this annotation means. Okay. Okay. So let's start with this. What we're gonna do is I give this a try, and I'm gonna give an integer the parse id name. That is, I hope you know about this parse id function that transform a string into a numeric value. And if it is not possible, I give number format exception with returning false. Yeah. If it happens, if it is a numeric string, then it will transform it to numeric value. Then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Okay, if you don't give this try catch block, then there will be error like the white page error. I'm gonna show you how it is happening. Like if we try without the try catch, save this, and we go back to here. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, I create a valid variable where it is taking in the service that is valid function, and then if not equals to valid, uh, model dot book, like the errors error with the invalid, please, please enter numbers. Yeah, implement this. And if there's an error, the controller will return back to the number page. Okay, we now save this and go back and hit press this one to create and this one. There you go, guys. There you see the white label page because there's a error, that is number format exception, because this triple v string cannot be transformed into integer. So to avoid, okay, now what we're gonna create the prime service, mainly basically to check whether the input number is prime or not. So we have created a file over here, but we basically don't need that, so we are gonna delete it. I'm gonna do it in the number service itself, where firstly we see that checks whether it is the string that we provide is a numeric or not, numeric string or not. Then we check that number is prime or not. So let's go shoot this. Basic simple. I created a boolean function so that it returns true or false. That could be used in this controller. So I'm gonna go create this. First, I'm gonna integer the parse it. Then I'm gonna use counter check for lti equals 1, less than equal to, and always remember it will be less than equal to and not less than, because that number is divisible by 1 and itself only. So most of the lads over there always gets confused over less than or less than equal to. It will be less than equal to always. Okay. With this, I check this k mod I equal to 0. If it is divisible, then I'm gonna counter it. Look at this, and I check if equal to 2. Then return true, else return false. Okay. Okay. Now go back to this. Create a variable where this takes the state of the function if it's false or true. So I call service against true side is prime. Yeah. Where you are. Now I check if not equal prime, then model dot code message. Okay, one thing to know, this service that I've created over here, this is the long-term method or a basic validation. I can create this validation using the Hibernate validator tool, but for that I have to create that bean file where all the names and all the parameters, all the not parameters, all the attributes are set. Like here on the name, so I have to create that name and I have to go and create for that a getter setting method. Basically, why people choose that Pojo class. And well, if you don't know, guys, about what is Pojo, Pojo is a bean class. Pojo's full form stands for plain old Java object. That is nothing but a bean class, but all the beans are not Pojos. So Pojos are basically bean classes that consist of getter and setter methods, and we basically do that getter and setter method so that it forms an optimal structure. The application forms an optimal structure, and in there we provide that Hibernate validator. We use it with the notation as not null, or we say there are a couple of annotations that Hibernate validator provides. As in the sense, I'm gonna tell you guys, but just a second. Okay. Okay. Like it is a part of the JavaX validation here, the Hibernate validator, and there goes not null, size, min, max, the limit of the string characters, limit of the whole attribute. We can mention all with that. So I'm not going to that advanced validation right now because it's just a basic application. So I did it in my hard coding with this. So you can just to see if it is a number or not. You can just do it with Hibernate validator too. Okay, I'm gonna cover that little later because it's just a basic application course. It's not about going to advanced and more advanced using the Hibernate validator in the JavaX validation package. Okay. So, everywhere we was creating this. Okay, if it is not then send the message of oops. Select another number. And we return this. Okay. Else, if it is true, then we number search insert window prime number. Okay. Okay. Now we return this. Check. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I go to this and I do a little bit of styling. I take necessary. Style. I give margin, auto. This. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just a mistake. Okay, always keep this in mind. The uppercase and the lowercase that you're mentioning on the controller should be the same as the JSP file name convention. Name should be same, otherwise it would give no level page error. Bingo! This is a prime number. You see there? There you go, guys. Boom! It's all there. So now we go back to check that SP and this is the object. Okay, TPX. So now let's set up this object. Okay, so I just added a little bit of styling over here. I wrapped the whole content with the div style and position relative. I made it as center as like this so that it looks a little bit nicer and numbers up. Okay, and check SP. I also put this And this if we provide 10, submit this. Oops, select the account number. So like this, I made it on a center, so it just looks a decent thing. Okay, let me know down below in the comments if you guys want me to style this with Bootstrap, because I didn't do that because I just want to keep this simple for now. So if you want me to do it, I can do it. So let me know for that. Okay, I just select another prime number. I can use the another. This is okay. Let me go back. There you go. I see. So this was the whole project about. So if you guys really liked it, my prime verse, let me know how did you like the project. Did you understand the basic concepts of Spring Boot and Spring MVC, all the annotations, and let me know also that if you guys want to the whole course about the annotations part or basic understanding of what is Spring MVC and Spring Model Controller and model resolver, how things are working, how URLs are going, how servers are made, how server is responding to the requests that we are sending from the client side. If you guys wanted to know, so you can just let me know, and I'll make a course on that. So this was our basic project to know and to get handy on the fundamentals of Spring. So till then, peace out, keep coding, keep learning, and that's it. We'll be back on the next week again with some new content. Till then, goodbye. And boom, peace out. Uh, so guys, this is a project that we created, a basic prime verse. Let me show you the project that we created. 11 over here. That's your bingo. This one. 10. Submit. So you will be seeing me many of times when I'll be switching from my project Eclipse window to my web browser. The Xbox video recorder is not capturing the web browser thing. I don't know why, but maybe some shitty bug or something. Because I'm using the Xbox video recorder, I'm not using OBS Studio. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubt on this. If you guys have any doubt, please feel free to contact me on WhatsApp. I'll be really clearing your doubts over there. If you have any questions or if you have anything regarding the Spring Boot or Core Java, I'll be happy to see doubts, and I will try my best to solve your doubts as much as possible. And let me know, guys, down below that do you really think that I'll be making more projects on Spring Boot or in Node.js, because these two technologies are far apart, and these two basically have so many of differences. So let me know that too. Till then, try to practice this code. If you are stuck, then please don't hesitate yourself to ask any doubt. You have my WhatsApp number. You can ask any doubt on there. Till then, goodbye.